Hello, friends of strategy. Hello, sailors. Today is a very special day. I'll be launching now, right after I'll be recording this video. Um, I'll be putting it into my YouTube channel. And welcome, guys. Welcome to Nautikos RTS, a channel of Age of Empires 4 and other content related. Today, as you saw in the title of this video, I'll be putting my first impressions even before I've played the beta test. And right, you'll be seeing my first impression, and I don't know if I'll be reacting in real time. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. It wasn't part of the plan, but yeah, that's funny. Because here, guys, you can see a video I recorded, an audio actually, I recorded on the most expected civs on AoE4. Let's see what's going on. Hello, friends of strategy. It's Nautikos RTS here from the channel Nautikos RTS, and welcome to an entire new channel, a new video of Age of Empires 4 and all things around that. Well, the subject of today's video is about my first impression. Remembering, I'm recording this at 18 September 18. Isn't that how you people that speak English used to say, right? September 18. Yeah. The stress test was released yesterday, and I spent the entire time working. But the little time I had available, I watched some gameplays from Spirit of the Law and, some other channels. Great part, I watched just the English gameplay, and yeah, it was kind of cool. My first impressions, like, okay, this is like they showed. This is basically a new Age of Empires 2. And for the material, for the civs, the statics, I have my own expectations, and I hope I'll be playing for the first time in the next hour or so. But before doing that, I have to be sure. Not be sure. No, I'm just talking about my first impression out of the 8 civs. Which one I expect to have more fun with, and what I think will be funnier, because that's the point. Hey Nauticus, what civs you expect to be more OP? For what I've seen now, English and Chinese are very strong, but that's not the goal here. My channel, all the things around, okay, it's funny to win, I know that, but video games are fun for itself. It's like, doesn't matter if you win and if you lose or whatever. The most important thing is to have fun playing video games, because that's what's supposed to do, besides of emulating glory or whatever. I like to play video games to have fun. So here it goes, the top civs I expect to have fun. Number 1. No. I'll start with the last one. The civ that I think is meh. No, I regret. I'm going to get back to the topic of this video, and in the next one or the next part or whatever I choose, I'll be talking about the most meh civs I'm expecting to see, the most not interesting civs, the least interesting civs. But now I'm talking about the most interesting, the most, whoa, I want so much to play with this one, starting in fourth place with the Rus. Yeah, the Russians of this game just look they look so amazing. They're like, all right, there's this Orthodox civ. Yeah, I wouldn't say that the Byzantine should be there replacing the Rus, but come on, guys, a medieval game without the Byzantines, whatever. Seriously, come on, what man, what the hell is going on? Really, really, we have. I will not be spoiling, but I think the Byzantines should be in the place of. Let me see. At least the three less interesting. Any one of those, whatever. Just switch them to Byzantines, and we're good. But let's just accept things as it is. And getting back to the Rus. The Rus, they have this amazing mechanic about that massive wololo. Man, that conversion was so. When I first saw that in promotional videos, I just freaked out. A priest with a relic converting a lot of enemies at once. They always scared shit of me back when I started playing Age of Empires 1, not the definitive edition, the real Age of Empires 1. It's like, man, those monks smoke la 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 la. No, those monks, they just freak me out, man. They're so terrifying. Oh, lo, lo. Man, that and Russ, they yeah, getting back. Uh, I expect not only because of this, but all this Cyrillic, this Orthodox, this their architecture, the Scarletsi, yeah, the guys that with weapons that shoot. That guy's seems pretty, yeah, pretty badass. Also that warrior monk in his horse and well, I'm just very anxious to play with the Rus. Number three, the English. Yeah, the first gameplay I saw was the English. Um, the first promotional video of Age of Empires 4 was English against Mongols, and to be honest, I didn't notice much difference just watching, but as long as I keep gathering information about the game, about its mechanics, its gameplays, I just thought, you know what, these English are cool. And when I realized that they are a defensive civ, man, I like this because something I like a lot is to watch gameplays both in Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 3, when a player wins the game without attacking an enemy base, just smashing his army on his own base. This defensive victory, I find it so cool, and that's one of the reasons I like the Byzantines again so much in Age of Empires 2. And I wouldn't be saying, all right, enough with the Byzantines for now. But what I'm trying to say is that the English look so cool with all those castles, whatever those things are, wonders. No, no, no. There's a wonder that's. I'll be talking about it in a future video. It's so huge construction. Even the TCA, it's very big and it's so powerful, so imponent. Man, the defensive buildings of the English is one of the main factors that makes me so interested of playing with the English. And not only that, the long bowman is one of the most interesting because they can shoot so far away. Although I like much more the how it looks, the long bowman in Age of Empires 3, for example. They're like skirmishers. Yeah, their looks are better in Age of Empires 3, but despite of the not that interesting looks in Age of Empires 4, it's very interesting unit. They shoot from far. They shoot up the walls. I think Any archer could do that, but anyway, now moving to the number two, and number two, number one, they're so close. I could switch them both, but there was one factor that made me choose that made me set the number one as number one and number two as number two. But again, number two, the Abbasid dynasty. Man, the Arabs, the camels, man, those camels charging against the elephants of Delhi on the trailer. They just like, wow, playing with that yellow color. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watch the Viper using camels with his traditional yellow color. And wow, man, the Abbasid dynasty. They just, they just look great. Their architecture beautiful. Um, the the way that's built, and also for history, because the Abbasid Empire, the Abbasid dynasty that replaced the Umayyad, were one of the most powerful empires on earth at that time. They they were unstoppable. I watched a video in this week talking about the Abbasids and the difference that part of the Umayyad that were deposed, and and yeah, and there was that one guy that fled to Spain and make the independence of the Cordoba Emirate, and the rest of it, the rest of the empire with the Moorish part, with the Middle Eastern, the Levant, the Persia, I think, all the region controlled by the Abbasids, such a huge empire, um, such a powerful Muslim empire on earth. They're just great, you know. We need a powerful Muslim empire on Age of Empires 4 with its own identity. To, you know, I don't know much about the campaigns, but it would be very interesting to watch about to play things about Crusade. You know, the what's the name of that king? Richard Lionheart. Yeah, it must be something like that. The English versus the Abbasid. I'm not sure. In Age of Empires 2, we see the Saracens, but whatever. Although I'm not that great in medieval history on the in that region, the Holy Land or whatever, it's like, man, it's so amazing. And now, yeah, I would like a lot to play with the Abbasids. It would be very funny. And number one goes to, yeah, the Chinese. Oh, the Chinese. When I first saw um, their 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 gameplay, the cool weapons they have, those rockets, those weapons, all that stuff. For a little time, I that fireworks, I thought it was Chinese, but it's actually Mongol. But that's fine. Um, the Chinese walls, the Chinese economy, the that tax collector. Because remember, when you start buildings, it has its own purpose. You know, you build houses to don't get housed. You build stables to make your cavalry, archery, barracks, all that with its own purpose. But the Chinese, they also have conditions to take gold from those buildings. They are tax collectors, and man, I don't know how much important is the gold, but as long as I know, gold is extremely important in some maps with your resources in Age of Empires 2, and you know, pretty basically all kinds of maps. And for that reason, gold is such an important resource, and Chinese can generate it for free during the entire gameplay. Man, imagine those bad boys on the late game. Just imagine the Chinese wealth, the Chinese technology. I want so much to play with those civs. But well, these were just my first impressions, and while I'm talking, I probably had put some editated. I think, Nauticos, you have to know how to speak before creating a whole YouTube channel in English. But man, I think that's part of the fun, part of learnship. Anyway, that's all for now, and I hope you guys have a very good time. See you up in the next video. Goodbye.
Um, all right, I was about to write it down, but now that you guys clearly saw, I'm still learning how to write disclaimer. Well, whatever. I don't need it anymore. The point is, this audio was recorded in September 18. I hadn't seen anything on Age of Empires. Okay, there are the promotional trailers and that stuff, but I hadn't, I didn't see at that time any gameplay, nothing, zero. I was just speculating, and well, it was my favorite civs until I had actually watched the games, watching the gameplays. And now recently Microsoft just released gameplay on all the 8 civs. So yeah, it's huge, and maybe my opinion had changed a little bit, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.